Do you use Microsoft Teams? I used to use it all the time. It was in many ways the backbone of the organization, the foundation. It has its strengths, but for consultants and freelancers, it has its weaknesses as well. And those weaknesses can cost you big, probably more than you realize. I am Russell Reeve, and I have led a large consulting organization for an S&P 500 company with annual turnover of over $100 million. I'm also the founder of TimeCatchApp, which is designed to help you, consulting organizations, freelancers, SMBs, run more efficiently and improve your bottom line and make you happier by giving you the tools and metrics that the big players have at their fingertips. Only easier and better. All right, so what does Teams give us? Well, it gives us chat. It gives us a place to store documents that others can also access, and video and audio meetings. So what are the problems? Let's look at chats, the most common feature of it. Yes, you can just enter your email and start chatting, but that chat is just one of hundreds that I may have active. And there's no organization to it. Look on the screen, you can see it here. I'm chatting with you about project A, and then we start chatting about project B. What's the difference? Well, to Teams, they're exactly the same. They're in the same chat stream. You can't differentiate them. But it is worse than that. Suppose that today we agree on an issue over chat. Okay. You then go on vacation and come back in 2 weeks. Yeah, hey, I'm sorry, but what did we conclude 2 weeks ago? Okay, let's look in the chat and see. Well, depending on the retention policy, that chat may be gone forever. And even if it's there, can you find it now, 2 weeks later? It is buried somewhere in there. Teams sounds efficient, but it can have a huge drain on everyone's time. Well, in TimeCatchApp, we have solved this issue by attaching notifications on projects and tasks. So let's take a look at that. Here we have a task, and we can notify the users. We can add a notification in here. We need to speed up development. And if I could type properly, you'd have it better. Speed up development. And I've now got a notification that everyone on the task can see, but no one else. That way, you're limiting the conversation to those who are involved. But also, you never forget someone. Everyone who needs to know is in the know. You don't have to remember who is on the project or a task, because TimeCatchApp remembers for you. Okay, so now I've entered the notification, and it shows up in my notification list up here. There it is. And everyone's notification list. Anyone on the task can then respond, and so forth, just like any other chat, except here, the entire chat is stored on this specific task. It is stored here forever, and you can always find it. And let me show you where you look over here, and you look at your documents, and there is the notifications. They are there. When your colleague comes back from vacation in 2 weeks, the chat is waiting for you. Okay, now what about document storage? When I was working in my consulting organization, I literally had hundreds of groups with documents in them. We had a working group on a project or task, and someone would create a new Teams group. And we just got this big, long list of groups. If I needed a document from one of those working groups, I could never find it. It was impossible. The quickest way to find the document, send a Teams chat to someone who knew where the document was and ask for a link for it. Hopefully they saw my request in time for me to use it, which half the time they wouldn't. But trying to keep up and organize this thing was a complete mess. Now, in TimeCatchApp, documents are stored in the projects or tasks. They're stored with a task they are attached to. So let's see how this works. On this particular task, we have a document notice right here. Click on it, and there is the documents. So there's a document, and notice notifications is just considered a type of document. This document is filed on this specific task. and everyone who works on the task can access it. You don't have to look anywhere else for it. You can still send a link to it if you want to, but you don't have to. Everyone knows where it's going to be because they know the task they're working on. And now what about video? Well, in Teams, you can start a video conference with someone or a group of someone's. But again, it is not going to be attached to any project or task. It is just there in its own little world. In TimeCatchApp, you can create a meeting task and put a link for the meeting there, just like I did. Weekly meeting. Click on it. And there is my link. This really allows TimeCatchApp to integrate to any video conferencing system, Teams, Zoom, WebEx, whatever. We are completely video conference solution agnostic. Finally, Teams is not integrated with time tracking. You could spend all of this time finding things in the unorganized team, and then you get the privilege of entering your time in another system. I live this life. I use notebooks for recording my time in different tasks. I use Notepad. I use Excel. One time, I had 200 projects in my Excel file. A big portion of my Fridays were spent entering the data from Excel into a timesheet. I first entered into Excel, then into a timesheet. I hated every minute of this. Not anymore, not with TimeCatchApp. Click it once, forget it. The time is there, ready for invoicing without you needing to do anything else. You get your Fridays back. But Teams price is right. It's free, right? Well, that's the licensing fee. But as we just saw, your non-licensing fees can be very large due to the inefficiencies it causes. But you know what else is right price? Yeah, that's right. TimeCatchApp. It is free and it doesn't come with those inefficiencies. Same great price. At least the licensing price is the same, free. But TimeCatchApp saves you lots of time, keeps you organized, and you can even expand your team by inviting colleagues to join. Check it out. Check out TimeCatchApp.com. It's your time. Make it pay.